Good morning and welcome to the Breakfast News on ABS Television. My name is Priska Wanko. The headlines: NYSC Permanent Orientation Camp Umuawolo Mbauku to be ready by June 2019. Today is Mother's Sunday. 15 new Lassa fever cases hit 6 states in Nigeria. New round of power outage hits major cities in Venezuela. Welcome to the news in detail. The Anambra state government has assured soon disbursements of funds to communities that have completed their first and second phases of the 20 million naira Community Chooser Project initiative for the commencement of the third phase of the project. Governor Willie Obiano gave the assurance at Agwok Amobia in Awka South Council area during the inauguration of the Amobia Ultra-Modern Event Center and opening ceremony of the town's Eziokbaligwe Festival. Correspondent Emmanuel Okonkwo tells us more.
Governor Obiano, represented by his deputy, Dr. Nkemo Keke, who maintained that the 20 million naira Community Choose Your Project initiative is aimed at simultaneous development of the state, frowned at communities who are still battling with first and second phases of the project. So according to him, the completion of the two previous ones will qualify them for the third round. The governor commended Ndiamobia for the support they have continued to accord his administration, especially in the past State House of Assembly's election, and assured them of more democracy dividends. He further used the opportunity to call on all the newly elected State House of Assembly members to use their new position to serve the electorate who out of trust chose them against their opponents.
All the very strategic, how you go to the house. On the line of power, from the
Earlier in his speech, the President General of the town, Engineer Chris Nwoye, who appreciated the present administration for its service to the people of the state, explained that the Amobia Ultra-Modern Event Center would serve as a monument for Obiano-led administration after its tenure, as they have resolved to construct it with the third and subsequent rounds of the 20 million naira Community Choose Your Project initiative funds.
No appropriate words to describe the joy and the excitement in our hearts for your presence in our midst today. We joyfully welcome and receive you once again in our community today.
In his remarks, a leader of thought in the area, who is also the principal secretary to the governor, Mr. Willie Nwokoye, expressed hope that the project, when completed, will strengthen the bond of peace that exists among people of the community and would serve both indigenous and non-indigenous of the town.
It's going to serve the citizens and it's going to serve everyone that resides here. Most of the people that live here are not Amobia people. This is going to be a community place for everyone.
The Managing Director and Chief Executive Officer of the Anambra Broadcasting Service, ABS, Chief Uche Nwora, was among the dignitaries that graced the occasion. From Agwa Amobia in Awka South local government area, I am Emmanuel Okonkwo reporting for ABS News.
The Anambra state government says the National Youth Service Corps Permanent Orientation Camp at Umuawolo Mbauku, Awka South local government area will be completed and ready for use before the next orientation program in June this year. Governor Willie Obiano made this announcement through the secretary to the state government, Professor Solo Chukwulobelu, during the swearing-in ceremony of the 2019 Batch A Corps members posted to the state at a temporary orientation camp of the Corps at Omonia, Uyi Council area. Correspondent Valentine Mbadoha completes the story.
The governor assured them of the provision of adequate and enabling environment to enable the youth maximize their potentials of self-realization and self-employment, adding that the state government's commitment to the completion of the NYSC Permanent Orientation Camp before June this year is in line with this agenda. Governor Obiano applauded the management of NYSC Anambra State for their steadfast dedication and commitment to ensuring that the scheme continues to live up to the lofty ideals and the vision of the founding fathers.
I welcome you in particular, fellow compatriots, to our state and congratulate you for your success in your various academic endeavors, which have made it possible for you to be eligible for your national service.
In an address, the chairman, NYSC Governing Board, Anambra State, who is also the Commissioner for Youth Empowerment and Creative Economy, Mr. Bonaventure Enemali, who also appeared in core members' outfits on the occasion, enjoined them to fully participate in all orientation programs so as to maximally benefit from the exercise.
Through the support of the Excellency, I actually want to let people know that Anambra State is a youth-friendly state, and also that we in the Ministry of Youth are also the primary constituency of the youth. That is why we want to show the NYSC, the core member, that actually the youth is actually in charge of the activity of youth.
On his part, the Anambra State NYSC coordinator, Mr. K. Indearemu, who viewed NYSC as a physical and mental training ground for leaders and a unique opportunity for young people in Nigeria to participate in nation building, enjoined the core members to fit into the developmental agenda of Governor Willie Obiano as school teachers, agri-extension workers, rural health caregivers, as well as food soldiers in the emerging robust economy being bettered by the state administration.
The responsibility for the provision of orientation camps is statutorily that of the state government. I still believe that the state government will do something about this, but it's just a reflection of the resilience of the NYSC. That's how we can hold an orientation camp here at this time, in spite of the windstorm.
The oath of allegiance was administered on the 2048 core members by the acting chief judge of the state, Justice Ijem Onwamebu. From Omonya in Oyi local government area, Valentine Mbadowa reporting for ABS News.
Anglican and Catholic mothers will today celebrate the 2019 Mother's Sunday. Mother's Sunday is celebrated on the fourth Sunday of Lent in the Anglican Communion and first Sunday after the Feast of Annunciation in the Catholic Church. It's a global feast heralded by a week-long activities and backed by mothers to usher in the climax of the event on Sunday. As to the religious rites of the day, a Sunday service or Mass shall be held at different churches around the world, with mothers who are the chief celebrants of the day, adorning themselves with symbolic outfits to re-emphasize the significance of the annual ceremony. Gifts from children, spouses, and relations are also expected to be presented to mothers today, who in turn prepare ceremonial banquets for those who have come to celebrate them. The Anglican Bishop of Agwata Diocese, Right Reverend Samuel Ezofo, has charged Christian fathers to be up to their responsibilities as a chief shepherd of their various families. Details and more on this report from our studio.
Delivering a sermon at the Cathedral Church of St. John, Ekulobia, Agwata local government area, during a rededication service for Agwata Diocesan Men's Fellowship, Bishop Ezofo reminded them that it is their sole responsibility to provide the needs of their wife and children as the pillar of the family. Noting that any father that falls short of this is not living up to expectations, he charged them to take full responsibility of their families by being faithful, positioning the children for greatness, and above all, presenting the challenges of the family before God. The bishop cautioned Christian fathers against abandoning their fatherly role to their wives, reminding them of the need to always fellowship together with their family members.
Fathers, obey to their families. Leaders, allow it to happen.
The cathedral administrator, Venerable Chijo Kinwankwo, and the chaplain of the Diocesan Christians Men's Fellowship, Reverend Canon Samuel Mbiong, in their various remarks, charged fathers to always invest in the education of their children to secure a bright future for them. In their various reactions, some of those that took part in the exercise, including Mr. Julius Orafu, Sebastian Ogumere, and Cyril Ume Okuochi, promised to use their position in touching lives in addition to winning souls for Christ.
ndị nna ndị gere ntị na ndị aya agwa n'iwepụ ga-eji iwepụta na nke a wee rụọ ọrụ site n'ịgwa ndị anọ ya.
The battle to regain the original Igbo identity appears to be taking the front row now. While the likes of Professor Peter Ejiofor and Otu Swakwibo are on their different plank, another group of Igbo craftsmen and women say they will keep supplying regalia and crafts that immediately identify the Igbos among the Committee of Tribes in Nigeria and even beyond. Our correspondent Ogachukwu Orano discovered a place in the commercial city of Onitsha where items of Igbo origin are made and sold. Her reports.
Culture is regarded as the people's way of life. Every tribe has an identity which is seen through their attire, habits, food, and festivals. Our visit to number 11 Asole in Waliwo, Onitsha reveals assorted items used in Igbo tradition and culture, as well as those who make their livings through crafting those traditional items. The Igbo traditional items include ingots, known as mbubo in Igbo, and utensils made from dried shell of calabash, local mats and hand fans made with raffia palm, local plates and musical instruments. Nza, Ijele, crafted by core Igbo traditionalists. They said the local items are sourced from different parts of Igbo land and the northern Nigeria.
So, ebe ka na-arụ ihe niile eji eme ihe ọdịnala. Ihe Igbo niile maka a na-use within Anambra ma outside Nigeria.
Amazing importation. Some of those ones I need go foreign. Amazing crystals by
ndị na-ete bụ onye okwelume maka mmụọ na-arụ ebe a ihe na-enweta ebe a na-ezuru but onye okwelume ya bịa ka anyị tinye aka fụkwa na ihe Igbo na-aga akwakwa n'iru.
Of interest is the price of local ropes made from raffia, known as Obuliefi and Obuliewu, used during condolence visits and other festivals. In an interaction with the craftsmen, it was gathered that Obuliefi, or cow rope in English, presented at festivals is sold at 800 naira per rope, while Obuliewu is sold at 500 naira. So, when next you see it held up at festivals, know that it is money. The areas looked down on or neglected have been reviewed to be a strong and consistent financial aid to those who dared to venture.
Now left for government to come in here to assist them. It is also left for our youth to come and identify with what is happening here. Because once somebody's tradition is gone, the culture, the person's identity is gone. I am Ogachukwu Orano for ABS News.
The Nigeria Center for Disease Control has confirmed 15 new cases of Lassa fever from 6 states in Nigeria. The Chief Executive Officer of NCDC, Dr. Chikwe Ihekwazu, who made this known in Abuja yesterday, said that the 15 new cases brought the number of confirmed cases to 510 out of the 1,924 suspected cases since January 1 in 20 states. He also said that a total of 119 deaths had been recorded since the outset of the outbreak. Dr. Ihekwazu said Edo, Ondo, Bauchi, Nasarawa, Ebonyi, Plateau, Taraba, FCT, Adamawa, Gombe, Kaduna, Kwara, Benue, Rivers, Kogi, Enugu, Imo, Delta, Oyo, Kebbi, and Cross River States each recorded at least one confirmed case. He noted that no new health worker was affected, adding that a total of 16 healthcare workers had so far been affected since the outset of the outbreak in 7 states. The NCDC board said 32 patients were hospitalized at the designated centers. Caracas and other major Venezuelan cities were hit by yet another electricity blackout as they were barely recovering from the previous outages that paralyzed the country for days. The latest blackouts left the capital city as well as Maracaibo, Valencia, Maracay, and San Cristobal without electricity, according to users on social media networks. Venezuela suffered its worst blackout earlier this month, and then another round of power outages paralyzed commerce this past week. The blackouts have worsened Venezuelans' sufferings, cutting off water supplies and leaving hospitals and airports in the dark. President Nicolas Maduro's government blamed the outage on an attack targeting the Guri hydroelectric plant. Communications Minister George Rodriguez said earlier this week the blackout was as a result of an attack on a charging and transmission center at the Guri Dam, which supplies 80% of the power to the country of 30 million people. More than 3 million Venezuelans have left the country in recent years, escaping dire economic conditions that left many without adequate food or medicine. Leicester City boss Brendan Rodgers has praised the professionalism of Kelechi Iheanacho following a scathing assessment of the Nigerian striker by his national team manager, Gernot Rohr. Rodgers said Iheanacho has shown a wonderful appetite for learning at City's Belvoir Drive training ground, contradicting the criticism from Rohr. Iheanacho was left in Leicester for the recent international break. Rohr said the 22-year-old must be more professional and adding that it's not good enough to be funny all the time. But Rodgers has seen plenty of commitment from the £25 million signing Iheanacho, who has not scored a City goal in more than 6 months. But his opportunities to end the lengthy goal drought have also dried up. He has not started any of City's last 15 Premier League games, while he has played just 7 minutes since Rodgers took the reins. Parents, especially mothers, have been urged to be a source of inspiration to their children, while solidly being there for them through the period of growth to ensure an all-round development. This, Reverend Kingsley Chukwukamma harps on as he buried his mother, Ezinne Jessie Chukwukamma, at Amampotu village, Uli, Ihiala local government area. Correspondent Kenechukwu Chukwudi, who was at the burial service, filed this report, taken from our studios.
Late Ezinne Chukwukamma, who died at the age of 82, was described by the Anglican Bishop of Ihila Diocese, Right Reverend Professor Israel Okoye, as a woman that dedicated her life, time, and living resources to the growth of the church, noting that 2 of her sons are priests, which according to him testified her dedication to God. Bishop Okoye, in his sermon, called on Christians to be Christ-like in their ways to inherit the kingdom of God. Speaking after the interment, some of the deceased children, Mrs. Oluchi Onyebueke, Sir Silvanus Chukwukamma, and Reverend Kingsley Chukwukamma, said it was a shock that their mother left, as her love towards them is overwhelming, calling on the living to be prepared for their time. A sympathizer, Dr. Emma Ezewaji, described the departed as a strong woman who raised her children justly, urging the children to take solace in the good life their mother lived.
Remember that for more untold stories, you can follow news and programs on ABS from any parts of the world by logging onto our website. It is www.absradiotv.com. Like our Facebook page at www.facebook.com/ABS Radio Television. Follow us on Twitter and Instagram at ABS Radio TV. And now the main points. NYSC Permanent Orientation Camp Umuawolo Mbauku to be ready by June 2019. Today is Mother's Sunday. 15 new Lassa fever cases has been confirmed in Nigeria. And from the foreign scene, we brought you the reports that new round of power outage has hit major cities in Venezuela. And that's the end of the Breakfast News on ABS Television. Many thanks for watching. My name is Priska Wankwo. Good morning.